Alright, here we go. Come on. Go in your home. Alright, so up here, I'm going to make my first hard right turn. And let's see how bad the full spool is on the street. YouTubers, and welcome back. And today, I got it. The third member. Let's check it out. Woo! Sweet baby back ribs. Look at that. Look how thick that is. Look at that little wimpiness. Is this probably overkill for my current setup? I would say yes, but I don't want to pull this out for a long time. This is a 389 gear because I'm going to the traps past 7,000 on nitrous. So I brought the gear down just a little bit for the quarter. This is a 411, so I'm very excited to see how. Let me just pet it. Yes, yes. Now we're putting that in because that's what we're doing today. All right, so here's how we fit in this install right now. I'm taking this measurement right here, and that is from the race down to the bearing because I'm putting brand new seals on. Of course, the other ones are what, right here? The old ones that I pulled out right there. So you need to have clearance between your race and your bearing, and this is how you get your measurement right there. And of course, all this has to be pressed on. Oh, if you watched my last video, I bought a brand new Harbor Freight 20-ton press. You can watch that and how I put these guys on. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what this measurement is for. All right, so on your housing ends right here. Oh, and by the way, I do have a big 9-inch forward ends on mine. I was told that I had a small 9-inch forward ends, but after doing the measurements and talking to Quick Performance, they informed me that I do indeed have a big ends on my 9-inch. So that's actually pretty darn good, and that's why these 35 spine axles can work perfect for my setup, because I won't have to use a really small bearing that's going to just get worn out. So when your bearing goes in, it mates up to this guy right here. This is where it kind of stops, in this area right here. So you need to make sure that your race, which extends past your bearing, isn't hitting the seal right here. So with that measurement that we took, we can take this right here and we see that indeed it's not going to hit the seal, and everything should be hunky-dory all the way around. So now I have to go underneath here and clean off the diff. And I also have brand new studs that I'm going to use for my diff, because like I said, the old studs are probably, I don't know, probably 1970 studs, so might as well upgrade those too. I'm going to show you guys this. This is what I pulled out of the diff housing when I was cleaning it out. Look at all that stuff. I just got a rag and I was just reaching in there and pulling all the stuff out. So I'm going to definitely put a vacuum in there and vacuum out whatever I didn't get, because you don't want little pieces of metal flying around. All right, welcome to the underbelly of this thing right here. Can you see me? Yep, that's me. Here, vacuum. So yeah, we got all this nice and clean. I just need to vacuum out in here and get rid of all the crappy particles that may be in there from the exploding axle. This is where you put a lot of faith in Harbor Freight shit. Jack stands, that is. They're new one, it's supposed to be good. Alright, so now I have to install the new studs. So we got to pull them in. So what I have here is a larger bolt and a regular bolt. And let's see if this works. I got it. Hopefully this will work good enough. Let's hit this guy up right here. Not quite. Gets it started though. Let's just pull it through. I really need a pillow. Yeah, under here. It'd be pretty sweet. So just gotta do that like a bunch more times. You know how many are on there. There we go. One down. You know, let's count this. I have no idea how many are on these guys. One down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more to go. Done! All right. This one's a little bit heavier than the other one too. So, here we go. This is always the funnest thing to do right here. 70 pounds. And awkward angles makes this a chore. Here we go. Come on, go in your home. Don't be a dick. Oh, look at that. I've gotten better since the last time I've done this. All right. Hopefully got enough sauce that'll seal it. Let me go ahead and do this real quick so I can... Looks like it's squishing out. Well, all right. We got all the nuts, not completely torqued down, but they're snug. And I just like to make sure I have an equal amount of spoos all the way around the third member. And I'm gonna let this sit up for like, probably about 6 hours, 7 hours. And then I'll go ahead and tighten it down a little more. And then tomorrow, after 24 hours, when this stuff is completely cured, I will torque it completely down then. So that way you have a really good tight seal, nothing's going to leak. And then we're going to put in the, I think it's 80-90. And for you guys, it's going to be instantaneous, but for me, it's going to be 24 hours. So tomorrow we'll go ahead and make sure this all works. So let's go ahead and check out the break-in procedures where they give you. I had a little piece on here. Let's go out of here and check that out. So here is the break-in procedure. The gear oil is 80-90 non-synthetic Gl5, and it's not a posi, so it doesn't need any like that additive stuff. So it says 5 heat cycles, drive for 15 minutes, not aggressive. That's going to be hard, but I'll do it. Let it rest for like 30 to 45 minutes and repeat 4 more times. And then we can put this guy in full send mode. Let's let that stuff sit up overnight. And then tomorrow, we're going to throw in the axles. All right, so it's a new day. Let me catch you guys up to speed. What's going on? First, I went ahead and tightened up all the nuts on the third member, so that's nice and locked down. And I had to remove the yoke that was on the new third member. The reason why is because this section right here is too small. At first, I thought the dry shaft was got too long because this one actually comes out a little more than the other one, but it wasn't that. It was the yoke. So once I replaced the yoke on the old third member, it actually went on there just fine. I had about that much clearance back and forth. So I know all that's good on the dry shaft. And you can see right here, so this is the new U-bolts they gave me for that. Obviously you can see the heftiness, so we're going to be using this guy right here. So we're going to go ahead and put the axles in. I put a little bit of sealer, this RTV around here. That way nothing can leak out from the bottom or the edges because it's a little bit scarred up in here. So just putting a little bit right here ensures that it won't leak past those seals. So let's go ahead and put on the axles. Alright, so we got one axle. If you look down that way as I turn it, you can see that it's turning the third member. So we got one installed, one down, one to go. It's exactly the same thing, so I'm just gonna magically make it appear on the other side done with the snap of this finger. Ta-da! That was a pretty productive finger snap, right? I got the dry shaft on. I got the brakes, since these are slightly different in location on the axles. These brakes, they have like a little adjustment right here, and all you do is you just put 2 bolts right here, tighten them down, and then stomp on it real hard, and then tighten that up. Then you have your brakes perfectly centered right there on your calipers. So now it's time to get the, what is it? 80 weight, 90 non-synthetic Gl5 fluid. And then I'll first start it up in the air, and then we'll go for a couple of braking procedures. Let's get to that next. So this is the fluid. This is the 80 weight, 90 with the Gl5 specification. And then over here, what you do is you just remove that plug right there, and you fill it up until it leaks out. And you can see there's my verification that it's full. So you basically just get it level with the hole there, and then put that plug back in there, and you are good to go. So right now I'm gonna climb up in there, and we're gonna start her up. I'm gonna do my first heat cycle with nothing on here, just so I can look at it and check everything out, make sure it sounds good and it's all working correctly. All right, so I'm switching over to the GoPro for the rest of this video. Let's take a ride and do some of that braking procedure real quick. All right, so up here, I'm gonna make my first hard right turn. And let's see how bad the full spool is on the street. Left turn, not bad. This one right here is going to be tight. Not bad at all so far. Well, so far, the full spool life in an S10, not that bad. All right, so here's my first U-turn. I'm not sure if this counts as a U-turn. That's a pretty big wide turn. It should have no problem doing this. right, so I better wrap this up. I drove it a whole bunch. It's broken in, starting to get late, and I'm tired, so I'm gonna have to hit it with Nitrous some other day and see how these longer gears. I can definitely tell the difference between the 411s and the 389s. Definitely a little longer gear. But for Nitrous and the quarter, I think for NA, it's the wrong gear. Like I said, this torque converter NA is the wrong gear, but I don't care what it runs anymore. Motor, I'm now just running this thing on Nitrous when I go to the track. And look at this, I picked up a little present. First time out in forever, and the car guys reward me with a rock to the windshield. So now I gotta get that fixed. But anyways, she's back in the road at least. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications and that like button. And until next time, peace.